Hi, my name is Martin Haynes. I'm a biomechanics coach and a chartered physiotherapist. We're here today to talk about the children and how they use their devices. Research has shown us that they can use devices for about 2 hours at a time, but we know that actually they use them a lot more than that. So we're going to be using Mika to talk about how we should be sitting, the awful positions that they get into, why they're so bad, and let's give you some alternatives. So let me introduce you to Mika, my friend, and look at the position that she's sitting in at the moment. As you can see, she's in a very, very bowed position here with the support on her elbows. And in this position, she's putting a huge amount of stress on the joints in the lower part of her back. This is something that if she sits there for too long is likely to put pressure on the lower back. The joints in particular could well cause some spasm in the muscles, and before too long she will get uncomfortable in that position. So it's very important that she changes position and adopts one that's far more suitable. So let's show Mika what's a better position to adopt. Mika, would you sit up for me, please? Right, now move your hips right back into the chair so your back's supported on this nice cushion here, and then let's pop this cushion under here so you can sit back into that position there. Is that comfortable?
Yes.
Good. It's important that your knees are bent as well. It's really important that if this sofa were longer, that your knees aren't dead straight. Your knees need to be bent. That takes the pressure off some of the nerves in your leg and it gets you into a good postural position. So this is a great position for Mika to adopt. The important message though is not to stay static. So it's okay to adopt positions that aren't perfect. You'll probably be able to stop in a better position mechanically like this for longer, but the important take-home message is to move. Every 10-15 minutes, make sure you change position. So here we have another example of a classic position that children will adopt when they're playing on their gadgets, particularly girls actually. And you can see here Mika sitting in this position with her knees in this rotated position here with her feet out here. If ever you wanted to put too much pressure through your knees, this is the best way of doing it. It's an awful position to sit in. The pressure going through the ligaments and the cartilages on the knees is quite extreme. So we need to make sure that this position isn't adopted at all. This is one of the ones that you should probably say never. So if Mika's been on the phone for more than an hour, we need to start to mobilise the joints, we need to start to loosen off the nerves and get the blood flowing into the muscles. So let's show some exercises where we can do exactly that. Mika, would you like to stand? Okay, first exercise. Feet a little bit wider apart, facing me, and then I'm just going to ask you to squat down and lift your hands over your head and then back down again. Perfect. Give me 6 of those, please. Good. It's really important when you're doing this not to let your knees buckle in. Keep your knees in line with your feet. That's excellent. Good technique. And rest there. So, next one. Arms out in front of you. Turn one hand over, and that hand you lead to go behind you. And then back to the center, and then rotate the other hand over. Try half a dozen of those, see how you get on. Lovely, that's brilliant. Have those knees a little bit more bent, that's great. It's hard to coordinate, but it's a really good thing to do to keep your nerves nice and loose. That's great, rest there, well done. And the last one is just simply stepping to the side, and as you do, lift your arms over your head, and then back down again. Try 6 of those. That's it, good. Well done. That's good. Try not to go down quite so far. That's plenty, that's great, that's lovely. And then to the other side, good. We don't want to go too far, otherwise the knee goes over the foot and that can put a bit too much pressure on your knee. So that's a good technique, and rest there. Thank you, well done. So that's all you need to do. Half a dozen of those exercises every hour or so when you're playing on your gadgets, just to try and keep the joints mobile, keep the body loose, so that you can then have another hour or so back on your gadgets.